November the 14th. A new week since the election. And there's still races that have not been called yet. What's going on? I know there were all these measures happened in 2020 for COVID safety and so forth. Those didn't go away because they felt like, hey, we take away something we put in place temporary. We're disenfranchising people. And so now we got issues where days after elections, a new week we're in, we still don't know who won. Things have to change. And on top of that, we got some weird things happening in the financial space, court cases, and infighting happening. With that said, let's go. Welcome to the Brandon T Show, where we talk about everything that's important to the working man. And we're not politically correct here. So working man means men, women, whoever's out here getting it. We come to deliver the news that's important to y'all. And with that said, this is the Working Man Committee. Yes, I am your host, Brandon T. And let's get into it. Student loan forgiveness is on hold. Yes, there was a judge in Fort Worth, Texas. He ruled that it's unconstitutional. The executive power cannot wield that power. And so forth. And let's go to CBS WF to tell us what's going on. Go.
Federal Judge Mark Pittman in Fort Worth ruled Thursday the administration didn't have the authority to create the program, saying, quote, "The HEROES Act, a law to provide loan assistance to military personnel defending our nation, does not provide the executive branch clear congressional authorization to create a $400 billion student loan forgiveness program. The program is thus an unconstitutional exercise of Congress's legislative power and must be vacated."
Yes. So the question is, I have for the federal judicial system as a whole. So it's like, why don't y'all don't put the y'all don't even hand it with your rulings. So when it comes to this federal government spending money, or not even spending money, say, hey, don't worry about paying that back. And that's unconstitutional. Because he said the executive branch cannot spend money that's in the legislation branch. Okay? But let's hit another topic. But the Dreamers Act. Legislation branch, the executive branch decided, Obama got in there and they created the Dreamers Act. Said, hey, if you were brought to this country as a child, you can stay here under the Dreamers Act. Again, immigration is something in the legislation branch. But when they went to court, judge was like, oh, I can't send them all back. We gotta keep them, even though it's unconstitutional. We're gonna say it's okay. So, question I have is, if it's okay to let people that came here illegally as a child stay here, because and that was the Dreamers Act. But there was also that Dreamers Act fell into DACA, and there was PACA. PACA is this: the parents of these children. The judge said, you came over here. They threw them back, and the parents had to go back. The kids could stay because of what? All of it was against the law, unconstitutional, because the executive branch did it, but so forth. That's okay there. But hey, if you're helping anybody out, giving people money, you're helping people get a leg up in this country, that too is unconstitutional in the judicial system. So hey, helping somebody not here, that came here, it's okay, that's alright. But helping you, the working man, and so forth, and helping people get ahead, you know what I'm saying, college education and so forth, get ahead, that in turn, executive branch, you can't do that. Unconstitutional. Yep. Alright, our next story is, this one here is, I'm going to say this one here is going to be, I'm going to chalk this up to 2020. 2020. So, crypto giant FTX filed for bankruptcy. Yes. Their CEO, Sam Bankman-Fried, steps down after the filing. And who is Sam Bankman-Fried? Let's go to CNBC and let us tell you who is this person and what he's all about. Go.
Bankman-Fried is a 29-year-old American expat who had lived in Hong Kong for the last few years, but actually just recently moved to Bermuda. He's notable for a number of reasons, but I think most critically, he is the richest 20-something in the world and the richest person in all of crypto with a net worth of $22.5 billion. What's most interesting about the way he raised this money is that, unlike a lot of people that got into Bitcoin very early on, he started relatively late. He did not purchase his first Bitcoin until the year 2017, when he found a way to sort of arbitrage differences in the price of Bitcoin between US and Japanese exchanges, sometimes buying it and then selling it at a 30% markup. He did this over and over again until he built a small fortune, and then he used that in conjunction with some venture capital that he raised to launch an exchange called FTX. FTX just set a record for the largest private raise in crypto history. It brought in $900 million at an $18 billion valuation.
Yeah, so Sam's an interesting guy, right? Rolled some good dice, you know what I'm saying? Took advantage of what was going on in 2020. You know, everybody's at the house quarantining, and then when you quarantining, crypto was cool. You know what I'm saying? Trading stocks, you know what I'm saying? The Wall Street bets and all those things. You know what I'm saying? GameStop and all that. Well, all that was, hey, man, everybody playing around with everything during that time. And some people made it big, like Sam here. And then Sam started a company. He was in Hong Kong. So from the video, he started in the U.S., went to Hong Kong, and then founded a company in Bahamas because of the Bahamas favorable record. Hey, matter of fact, let's make this assuming. Yeah, so Sam did move his company to the Bahamas. Let's figure out why, Sam. Why you pick the Bahamas of all places to headquarter your company? Go.
Move the company away from Hong Kong, and how significant are those factors behind the decision in terms of hurting the future of crypto?
Yeah, so I think the biggest things that we're thinking, we'd never had a single sort of formal headquarters before, and we were really excited about establishing one in the Bahamas. I think the biggest things, first of all, they passed a really progressive, forward-looking bill regulating the crypto industry there. It's one of the only countries in the world that has a comprehensive licensing regime for crypto exchanges. That's really exciting. Frankly, the lack of quarantine to get into the country is really important. It means that we can get in and out, that we can have business meetings. We've been excited at the hires that we've been able to make and you know, the ones that we anticipate to make going forward. I think those are the biggest things. You know, we've been looking at it for a number of months and sort of planning to be moving more people there. You know, I think we're just really excited to be there. I think that as you look at sort of the shifts in the regulatory landscape, you know, it's really on the rise right now.
Oh, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I like the Bahamas myself. Good weather down there and so forth. But now, after the collapse and so forth, and the FTX, let's not forget, FTX was big. They had all types of celebrity endorsements. They got naming rights to some stadiums, all that stuff. Now it's all fall down. But like I said, people, if you got money in crypto, if it's FTX, I hope there's some type of resolution for you. But hey, any of these speculative things, be careful. All right, I got another interesting story, and this one here is I'm gonna chalk this one up to the power of repetition. As you hear things more and more and more and more, it starts to go into your psyche. Subconsciously, you're doing it. And what I mean, here is a Pew Research story. American reports more engagement with science news than in 2017. So you know, back in the we stand with Fauci, we stand with science and so forth. Science this, science that, science this, science. It was a constant drumbeat of science. And in your psyche, you start looking for news about science. Yes, you started looking for it. Let's say it says here, more than half of U.S. adults, 56%, say they talk science news with others at least a few times a month, including a quarter of 24% who say they talk about science at least every week. And the remaining 43% say they do less often, according to the Pew. So 43% don't talk about it, and the rest of all of everything talks about science. And a lot of hey, pull up the science and so forth, what's going on here, there, and so forth. Because, like I said, to stand behind Fauci during those times, follow the science. Like, it was follow the science equals Dr. Fauci back then. And so forth. Question, where's Dr. Fauci at? Sorry. Okay, whatever. And like I said, so here it is. Americans are more engaged with science news in everyday discussions is higher than 2017, with 44% who say they talk about science with others at least every few months. In fact, we talk about science here sometimes too. I guess with this right here, I guess it's always time for some more science stories. But we'll see that. We like James Webb and space and so forth. Yep. Let's see. Online, there's about half the adults in social media usage in the United States. 48% say they have seen science content on science platforms in a few weeks, while 33% go further and say that they proactively follow pages and accounts that focus on science news. The share of social media users who say they follow an account focused on science news is higher than 2017 with 26%. So, science news is up. So I guess during 2020 and 2021, if you looked on YouTube, you know what I'm saying, the financial sites, you know what I'm saying, these jokers, that gambled right on some investments, we're claiming to be experts. And so now that that's all gone, everybody's back, science. That's still that falling back ahead, science, and so forth. And like I said, science is a good thing. I want everybody to pay attention, know what's going on out here in the scientific community and so forth. Because like I said, there's a lot of breakthroughs and problems on both ways. Like I said, follow the science. All right. Ooh, we got some serious infighting going on. And what I mean by infighting, we got Donald Trump. Let me read the headlines. Out at DeSantis as their political rivalry becomes into a boiling point. Yes. See, the thing about Trump is, Trump, how do you feel about DeSantis? Go ahead, we go into that now.
Yeah, we're putting them up. We're winning big in the Republican Party for the nomination like nobody's ever seen before. Let's see, there it is. Trump at 71, Ron DeSanctimonious at 10%, Mike Pence at 7. Oh, Mike's doing better than I thought.
Yeah, so Trump, like I said, Trump don't like, you know what I'm saying? Let's go back to his last election. I think it comes to a boiling point last election. Ron DeSantis won in Florida by a lot. And so within that a lot win, Trump feels some type of way like DeSantis might run for president. Well, I'm trying to run for president. And maybe people like him more than they like me. Yeah. And so, like I said, so what the story says here is in a preview of what could be a brutal contest for the nomination between two men, Trump calls DeSantis a average Republican governor who with great public relations, arguing that the 44-year-old congressman was politically led when he first sought Trump's endorsement in 2027. Trump said, I made DeSantis. He came to me when he was trying to run for governor, and I made him. And now he's trying to outdo the master. Yes. And like I said, the Democrats gonna sit back, look at this one, and so forth. And President Trump, President Biden was asked. President Biden was asked at the second press conference of his presidency what he thought about the proposal of facing it off against DeSantis or Trump in 2024. The presidency admonished, "It would be fun to watch them take each other on," he answered. And I think everybody thinks the same way. It's gonna be interesting. Trump with jabs. Is DeSantis gonna come back with jabs? I don't know. He might. DeSantis look like he talking a little junk. You know, so DeSantis feeling himself real good here. There was 24 hours later he got the preview. Neither Trump nor DeSantis has said he's running in 2024. For that matter, Biden has not said he's seeking re-election either. So nobody has decided they're running in 2024 yet. Not even Biden. And so forth. And like I said, this right here, like I said, Trump is like I said, he can't handle his own self here. It's like, hey, DeSantis did good. He said what he should do. If I would have played it the other way around. Let me be the political director. You know what I'm saying? The campaign, the spokesman, all that. I would have said, yeah, look at Ron. When they said look who lost, when Trump, they were saying Trump had a bad showing the people endured. I was like, hey, look at Ron DeSantis. I put my name on him. I got him here. I got him over the hump now. Now he's there. He followed my lead. He doing everything I need him to do. And then now he winning in landslides, places he ain't never won before. Yes, Donald Trump. Wow. And I signed the paper, Trump, and threw it on the table. Yes. Yes. So I'll tell you. You know what? I want to talk about this right here. So I want to step you back. So right before the midterms, student loan forgiveness was set up, program, all that. And then that's to get your votes. I had to say, I think that might have been to get your votes, little political pondering and so forth. Hey. And then once the election is over with, judge slaps it down. I wish it could. And like I said, the House or the Senate have not said they're going to try to do anything to be doing on the right way on the legislation side. I think this right here, student loan forgiveness, is going to fall by the wayside just like in 2021 that they had the bill that gave child tax credit in a monthly check. Nancy Pelosi said that they said, hey, Nancy, can you do a standalone bill? And she said, no, I'm not losing my political crap by doing a standalone bill. Not going to happen just on that. It needs to be part of a bigger package. And with that said, that talk has not been returned either. And so, like I said, I think my opinion on all this stuff is, hey, it was good fodder for election. Now the election's gone and it's on to the next thing. And with that being said, this has been the Brandon T Show, and we'll see you next time. Peace.